This is Team Unity Dominica for yet another roundtable. We believe that we are the most involved, most engaged, most hands-on political movement on the island at this moment. We are certainly the only political party to have produced a manifesto for Dominica's last general election. And I always smile because this is an honor to mention this. My brother Carlos has joined me here today again, so we could continue presenting plans from our party's manifesto. The only party from Dominica that has a plan for the development of our people. The only one, especially coming out of the last general elections. And I know other parties have plans and have had many plans. But recently, in terms of the last cycle where people were asked to vote, we are the only party which had a plan written down and presented to the public. So we are honored again, Carlos, this week to continue discussing from our plan, from our manifesto. So I welcome you on the program. What's going on?
Good afternoon, Alex, and good afternoon to the people of Dominica. Good afternoon to the followers and friends of Team Unity. Good afternoon to Dominicans, largely, both on island, both on off island. Special shout out to those who are currently enjoying the jazz and creole. Alex, I'm here doing the business of the country and as well keeping my eyes on the jazz. You may notice in my background, I'm having the broadcast of DBS Radio with the lovely Ivona who is hosting it at this time, looking lovely in a rainforest. Where and I think currently the swinging stars is on stage. But we're here to do the business of the people, Team Unity Dominica, and yes, let me re-emphasize the point that you just made. The only party with a plan for Dominica that presented itself with a manifesto, tangible copies, available online as well, but not only online. You can read it. It's right here. A plan for to develop our country to change the things as currently being happening in the country. And Alex, it's interesting that we saying that, because the young people are starting to listen, and the things that we have been saying are expressed by the young people, and it's coming out in the songs, in the songs that is coming out from our young people. I mean, largely there's been a huge cry about the music that is presented by the upcoming artists, but there are also positive music coming out from the upcoming artists, and I'll allow you to chime in on that.
Well, I know you mean well when you say the young people are listening, but I think it's more like we are listening to the young people.
That's
Be-
good, yes.
You know what I'm saying? They don't listen to what we're saying. We are listening to what they're saying and we are echoing it for them. Because what we are saying in TUD is what young people are saying. They just want easy, little free of opportunities to make money. And you are talking about a song that I heard that we are going to embrace and give some airplay in our program and promote. And hopefully, when we have a party event, invite them to come to make a little bread as well. Because that song is talking about the bread and butter issues that we alone speak about, not the other parties. The other parties are more bent on trying to destroy us and trying to put themselves in office. They're not concerned about the people. So that song that you are going to feature, we are going to play on our program, encapsulates in a very simple, lovely, melodic way what young people want. And we are saying this in our manifesto. So let us probably hear that song and then we'll come back and apply our manifesto to the lyrics and the melody behind that lovely bouillon song. So, Carlos, I do not know where you got that song, but I give you props for it. But we are going to adopt that song. It's going to be one of the songs that we work with and one of the artists that we certainly will be looking forward to working with in the future. Carlos, if I were you, I would drop that bouillon. If you have it. I know you used to have some skills in the media. I don't know if you still have, whether you still have it. No, you're a politician.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a new song. The new bouillon which just came out a couple hours ago.
So, Deepe, I heard you're going up for independent candidate for Dominica. If you were the Prime Minister, what would you do?
If I was the Prime Minister of Dominica, I would get the plug, send them fit boat from the whole Caribbean. Build some factories so people can get work if they want. Yes, I would rise up on the cost of labor so youth can see their future, so they can pull together. I would rush the airport, bring in foreign investors, build some structures to battle out with any weather. Legalize the weed to the fullest, let the thugs go water to make the euro and the US to feed their children. I know how it feels to live in a country with no kind of means, to make the money how you please, because to every ghetto youth this is a dream, to own your first max and don't kill for it. Dominicans, it's a lie. It's time for you to realize you need to plant your food in order for you to survive. The Bible said his faith with works is not work with faith. While your hard work go down the drain, I would bring back Ross and fix the pot so I could tell the opposition to hush their mouth. I would have give out vouchers like every other island for baby mothers that don't have a baby father. If I selling passport, I would have put it on the app store so my people can vote. Their PM not a fraud. I would have given loans to start your own business with the cost of nothing. Internationally speaking, I would put some supply so when man and woman promote party cannot crash. I would have speak to the commissioner about the slack or police killing man without a charge. Would develop Salisbury, Marigot and Wesley to get them on the team so the whole country can win. Everybody checking the scene, cause I would link each and every district to people I would lend, and they still want me the pen. Dominicans, is a lot money. Time for you to realize. Are you there? You need to plant your food in order for you to survive. Beside Malcolm, if it works, Mikey, it's not work with faith. Little Bill, your hard work go down with your Dominicans, is alive. What's up, slime hoist? You need to plant your food in order for you to survive. Real square, bold face city squad. Henry Katasi, where killer? Down the drain, it's worth it. Is it worth it? 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 Imran White in a wheelie, it's really worth it. Is it worth it? Miss Birdie, it's worth it, really worth it. Really worth it. Yeah, really worth it. Edrica, is it worth it? Ekishma, Maudlin, really worth it. Little boy, how we looking?
Boy, Carlos, that is what you call a big song. Carlos, this is such a timely song, so big, and I think most people are hearing it here for the first time. And I only listened to it, I've only listened to it twice, and the second time is even more brilliant than the first time. The brother talk about factory, to bringing back factory and to creating work job for the youth. Mm-hmm. He spoke about the benefit of labor and work. He didn't talk about giving and getting, he talked about work, Carlos. He spoke about the future of our people and the youths. He spoke about the liberalization of ganja, marijuana, cannabis, which we said we would turn into an industry. Not vai for freedom for all to smoke on the public street, but for all to make mucho money on selling hybrid nature island cannabis. He spoke about the youths want to make money, not wanting to get money. They want to work. He also spoke about work and faith, and not really faith in, he's talking about you have to have faith. Or you must work with faith, not have faith for work. So he was biblical as well, Carlos. The brother spoke about the
The
baby
Bible
boom.
says faith without works is dead, you know.
Yeah. So he went biblical. He spoke about the ladies, the single mothers who are suffering because of the absentee dads. And he talked about the passport, the new passport that people talking about. What is this crave about it? Just put that on an app store. Let's get that. If you so you legit, free it up. What is it that you're really trying to get us to have that passport for? He dealt with that, you know. He dealt with the supply of produce. And he talked about the police and what he saw being a problem. And he even suggests that, look, to fix why you killing us for with no charge and no crime thing, no hearing. So he spoke about a problem. He touched on almost every area, Carlos. And then he spoke about the agricultural belts. Marigot, Wesley, Salisbury. Again, being a bit, up to date in terms of the politics, but saying do something in those areas so the entire country will benefit. He spoke about agriculture by name. And he talked about, is it worth it? He asked the question whether it's worth it, but he's still saying it is worth it to do it for us. So is it worth it what you're doing? It is worth it to give us something. Carlos, I do not know who this artist is, but I'd like to meet him, possibly interview him. If you can have him on our program, let him know that we really dig him. And a lot of what he's saying is in our manifesto. In fact, everything that brother has said is in our manifesto on one of our pages. And this is what I think TUD stands for. This is why we are making headway. And Carlos, that's why even if people criticize you, don't feel bad. Take the blows and keep on persevering, because at the end of the day, the youth will embrace what we are doing. They have already embraced it. And when the youth embrace something, Carlos, only good thing can come out of it. Because the energy of the youth, as negative as some people might think it is what is going to drive progress in Dominica. So big song, 100% endorsement for that song. Carlos, find out what this young man need to maybe make that song go places, and we'll get the resources for him to help him to become a mega star in Dominica. That man is onto something good. I endorse it 100%.
And coming off the heels of the song by our brother Kenty, with his mega hit that has taken over the social media airwaves.
Yes.
Dominica.
But the plan is for, go ahead.
This song following up is very timely. The artist's name is Dipeng, and he can be found on YouTube. That is DPENG. He can be found on YouTube. And of course, we will share that song on our social media platform after the program, so persons can go back and play it. But this song was very timely, I will admit. The artist was speaking for the youth, the current conversation that is being held by the young people. Every day when I talk to another person out there, they are saying the exact sentiments that is expressed in song.
But I'm telling you, and that's exactly what we pick up on the grounds from the youth as well. If you look and anybody looks at our manifesto, that is what we are saying. That's what I've been preaching. We know what the people are saying, and what they're saying is not what the few who oppose us are saying. No, the people are saying exactly that. I jotted down at least 30 ideas that this guy has in one song, less than 4 minutes long. And many different youths are saying those things on the ground. So we are in tune with what the youths are saying. And Carlos, that's why, I believe that this thing is easier done than some realize. But some are just too stubborn. And I think, frankly, that this thing has left some people without even they noticing. And I think people like Dipeng and others are the ones who are going to determine their future. And we just have to align ourselves with the message and make sure that we are part of what the youths are doing and saying. I think we are in a good place, Carlos, in Team Unity Dominica. And talking about that, our brother, our co-founder, Kenty, yes, I applaud him again, but I don't want to say too much about his song now. I want to endorse his song, play it, have him on with us. Because I know he's a little busy, but we have to arrange. I think, Carlos, you're working on pinning him down for a particular program. Let's get him on so we can talk about his song and touch base with him in terms of his travels. He has been in and out doing his stuff. So we are very proud of our fellow brother, founder, and we will certainly give him full publicity on our platform moving forward, as we have done in the past. So, Kenty, big respect to you. Keep the vibes coming. The youths, as you are as well, need that kind of support and energy. And as you know, we were built to platform for the youth, so we will continue to support you in every way that we can, just as we pledge our support for artists, for the artists depend. So big up, big up, big up.
All right, bro. Also, as we move forward, I need to. Where did we stop in our last discussion? Because we started talking about our urgent national economy transformation agenda, UNETA.
Yes. And we dealt with like the first 3 or 4 headings under this particular protocol for economic regrowth. And what we will do probably today, with the next maybe 30 minutes, 25 minutes we have remaining, boy, that's not much time. We'll try to do 2 or 3 more. Carlos, there's so much we're doing. I hope people, well, I'm not, let me not hope. People are seeing what we're doing. And if every Sunday, at least we try a little bit to put out some information out there, in addition to the other stuff that we're doing, I think we are going places. And I listen to the other political parties, Carlos, and nothing close to what we are doing is being done. In fact, they are tearing each other up. But as that guy is singing song, Gypsy, Trinidad, he sings when elephant fights. When elephant fight is the grass that been trampled, so they can fight themselves out of existence. We will just water the vegetation for the youths, and we will grow right in the center a wonderful new growth in Dominica's politics. So let them fight. Let them try to destroy each other, even come at us as well if they want to. But our focus is to present fertilizer that would help the new progressive thrust in Dominica's politics to germinate and yoke your party serve. Because I'm telling you, that tree that has been planted was planted by the river, and it is going to grow and bear great political fruits. So let's continue to fertilize that tree with our plans for economic development of our country, Carlos. And by reading this small print, because as you keep on saying you are younger than I am, I agree. I'm not going to fight you for that. So you younger, do not use glasses and read the other line and tell me, so we can continue this conversation.
There's no shame in my game, brother. I need my glasses.
Oh, you do?
We need to continue with rebuilding of Dominica's manufacturing industry, and it's interesting that is the topic, the next item that we had to continue with. Deepeng mentioned it in his song, under 4 minutes long. Bring back manufacturing not that there isn't any manufacturing happening in Dominica, because there is some light manufacturing going on. I can talk of the DCP successors, the producing the soaps. I've seen some of their products, and even if it's been mentioned by the Honorable Prime Minister that he uses some of their products. The other boutique industries, I know this young lady, I think in the Grand Bay area, who produces as well.
Yeah.
Right, and there are those who produce the juices, some for export, and cocoa production, and also the what do you call them? The coconut cheese and
confectioneries.
Right.
Yeah.
Would that come under? I was wondering if it would come under the confectionaries class.
Boy, not. I don't think I think confection is the way to call it, but this is progress. This is product. This is not agro processing. No, this is some sort of manufacturing. You know, Carlos.
Yes.
This is some sort of a manufacturing. You know,
Confectionaries are sweets, but and they are also manufactured. But anyway, does water under the bridge. Um, Dominica has small production, manufacturing production being done. This
which
needs
is
to be done on a much larger scale.
a
And
commercial.
yes, and a wise thinking government would go in that direction. TUD is thinking of going in that direction. We want to increase the production in the poultry industry. One, we need to cut down the imports that is currently occurring on island. The millions of dollars that is being spent regularly for, because we love chicken. Alex, I know that's not, you don't take part in that discussion. But for those of us who take part, we love our chicken, and this is something that needs to be focused on.
Yeah.
You look at other countries in the Caribbean, they would love to have fresh local meat that is of a high standard as compared to what is available from the international markets.
Well, we would certainly encourage people or business people to import stuff. We're not against importation, especially
No,
from the country.
I'm not saying that we
But,
shouldn't import, but
but we would certainly augment or balance it off. So if we are going to do how much, Carlos, did we what we said was to check to see how much money we spent on the importation of chicken and poultry and other um
that is information that we can get.
let's get that for the next program to show you the money that is leaving Dominica to go out. When you import things, you lose revenue. When you export, you gain foreign exchange, and that's how your market, that's how your economy gets health. When you can export and money is external foreign trade comes into you. I mean, money comes into you. So when your money is changed into another money and you gain that money, that's how you make money in the economic business. So we import so much.
They call that the improper balance of trade.
Well, we can break it down in so many terms, but sometimes you have to put it in layman language. Because when you import, money leave. When you export, money come.
Correct.
Right? And that is how I put it, because the ordinary person who is listening wants to understand. So we're not against the major business people bringing in all that stuff. We welcome that. But the business might make, but we keep on losing money as a country. And that is a little problem. So we would put in place a sort of fair balance where we would promote manufacturing of food, processing of food, healthy organic chicken and others that can be sold around Dominica with wonderful packaging and stuff like that at probably the same or if not a better price. So if you have locally produced healthy meats at the same price, the imports will go down naturally, and the people who have been buying imports will buy locals, and they will still make more money. In fact, we'll make more money on the export of the excess food that we produce. So at the end of the day, we're not hurting any business. We're just making more money for the business and more money for the country. So that is our plan, Carlos, when it comes to that.
Yes, just yesterday I visited a farm of a young farmer in one of the regions in Dominica, and the gentleman he showed me his various processes. Nice, clean areas, very much sanitized. Um, I would say I would venture to say that it's being done at a high standard. He has his he has his temperature monitor to make sure that he's dipping the chicks at the right temperature so that he can pluck out the feathers. He has this nice little counter for him to prepare a nice little clean area for him to do his stuff. And it's how many, about 3 or 4 deep freezers loaded with chickens ready to sell, properly packaged, that he presents to the local supermarkets. The
But that is fantastic, Carlos. And
abattoir comes from.
but Carlos, that is going to sell. He does not. He cannot probably even produce enough. And I really hope the
No,
market.
no.
Yeah.
He told me, bro, those chickens you see in the pen here right now, by the end of this week, all of them will be gone.
You see, and he had quite a lot there.
Yes, I would estimate probably about 500.
You see that? So can you imagine a huge, maybe 300 acres of land under cooperative just producing chicken? Probably they can produce for enough another 300 acres for the southeast west. We can do it, Carlos. There's land, there's water washing the land. And the most important aspect of manufacturing is natural resource like water. And we have that in abundance, so we can make anything in abundance and sell. So we can have 1,000 acres under poultry production, and that solves a huge economic problem. And that is the vision that we have. And Carlos, you mentioned earlier the little confectionaries. I remember people who the older people in the time when we used to go to church at the after church, the ladies used to sit out there and sell the little extra strong and frozen joys and those stuff and tablet
And
Carlos
peanuts.
and peanuts, 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents in Carlos. And let me tell you, those people who were doing that were business people. They built their houses and sent their children to school on these businesses. Dominica make a lot of those wonderful tats and so on, but where is the label, the standard label? Tanya Green Reed is one of those people who used to do it recently. But everybody has their
Oh,
own little niche. Why can't we just create like a national identity, a brand, which is what we are promoting in our agenda, like the Jamaicans with their party? Pilau is a very delicious Dominican delicacy. Bakanek pilau. Or any kind of pilau. So you can have different kind of pilau. But the Dominica pilau, when I used to eat it, tastes better than any other pilau. Where is the brand? We have an idea to brand locally produced Dominican pilau. The same way the Chinese have branded what it is, Carlos? Shrimp fried rice. We
chicken
will
fry.
brand it,
Yeah, shrimp. Yes,
and all the
chicken fry.
Dominica pilau will be sold. Maybe some of them will be sold frozen, but everything has a standard taste as a Jamaican party. But that has a commercial brand. So pilau will be just produced, mass produced, mass produced, mass produced. It's just chicken, a little water, a little salt, a little seasoning, and rice, and mass produce that, and we sell pilau like crazy. So when there's a Dominica event in New York City, they send for 5,000 pilau for them to sell to make money. Authentic Dominica pilau, cooked food that they send in a container up to New York. That is our plan, Carlos. That is what we're thinking of we can do. This is how we're going to try to generate money to come back in, because we have enough Dominicans living overseas, having businesses overseas, having events overseas that will buy our products wholesale, sell it, make money, and the money, the foreign exchange, come back to Dominica. So there we go. The abattoir produce food for local consumption. It also produce foods to be sold. And who knows if our pilau is picked up by a Caribbean restaurant, let's say one of the restaurant in Miami, or Caribbean restaurant in Miami, we can, I mean, we supply maybe 5,000, 10,000 pilau to them a month. Every month, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of pilau. Let's say 30,000 pilau at, let's say, $10 easy for a pilau. That is how much money that, Carlos? That is $3 million plus in just one pilau for one business. What if 10 business buy pilau? Carlos, that is 10 times three, $30 million in pilau. And all we need to do probably is to buy a container of rice. Much for a container of rice, Carlos?
I wouldn't know of the
Not
back.
$40 million,
No, no, no.
maybe a couple $100,000. So it is possible. That is the kind of a dynamics we are thinking of when we think about local products and local manufacturing. And simple things, frozen joys and extra strong, can be used to make millions for our people if we only had a government with the foresight to produce, market, sell. and create avenues for Dominicans to make money on those things. This thing called gooseberry, right? All these things, Carlos, used to be sold before. They had someone used to sell in sugar. It was a sour thing that was sold in sugar. And what's the name again, boy?
You're talking about the tamarind balls?
Tamarind balls. I see they selling that now. When I taste those tamarind balls they have from other places, that even bitter. Ours was so nice with the balance of the sugar.
And our Dominican producers would tell why you cannot beat that.
I'm telling you, so that is where we are. And that is what we are speaking. That's what we have time to talk about. Not we haven't got time to worry about people and what people say about us and what. No, that's where we want to take Dominica. And I'm telling you, Carlos, the youths are going to respond to our message, and we are going to go places. I think we have what it takes to help fix our country.
And this discussion goes in line with the other aspect of the manufacturing, which is the creation of Nature Isle's nectar factory and distribution center.
No, that's what we're talking about. Carlos, you can say something else. I don't want to dominate, but there's no way that we can have such good message, and I am staying off that message. If you really don't want me, I will not come. But as much as you want me, Carlos, I will come to help sell that message.
You see, Alex. These ideas are the things that persons want to hear.
Yeah.
These are the ideas that come from the people. You need to stay on the message of this is what Dominica needs to change the fortunes of how things are done presently into the way that we want our country to develop.
Wonderful.
Everybody needs to make money, and the avenues to make money need to be created so that our young people, our older people, the persons, and not only that, to strengthen the bonds that are being created in terms of what our people or older persons have developed and can pass on to generations before, and that be used to produce economic activity for the country.
But even the Abatab with the Zaid, that is a good rum, you know. They just have that thing illegal. When we could find more healthy ways to produce the rum.
Alex, I made a punch with with the Zaid already.
Let me tell you something.
My partners call it a rum thump.
You see what I'm talking about, my brother? Zaid is a nice rum. You know, the people in Tisavan and so that we moved from the land and put in some apartments, they still have the experience and expertise. Let us create the manufacturing for the agro processing and create our
it's sad that we show, I mean, yes, I understand with the storm, tropical storm Erica, we had some changes had to be made.
Yes.
But with moving the people away from the Pidit Savan area, we cannot let them lose a lot of what they have been doing for a long time. We need to find ways to get them to. I mean, they lost their Bailey production factory, and I think they created a new one high up in the village.
Help them with the creation of the new one. Look at the land, the feasibility of the land. Carson, watch that Tisavan land go in somebody's hands, Carlos, in the future. Those land in Tisavan, they were unsettled. Some people died, yes. Do a proper visibility. Put back that road. That's our plan, to put back that road.
Join it with daily states.
Some daily Tisavan. Create.
Interestingly, they just need a bridge, you know, right now.
A bridge that maybe going to cost maybe a few $1 million. Put the bridge, put the road, ease up the people, and then continue checking the land, and let those people who want to continue the manufacturing, especially the young boys in Tisavan, give them the support so that they continue having the production. Carlos, is very simple things to cure, but those anyway. Let's not talk about what they're doing it for. That's what we would do as a team, Carlos. If Dominicans just grant us the pleasure of serving them, that's what we will do for the people. Put their business back in their hands so that they make their own money. And when they make their money, everybody happy. Not just some making money, everybody will be making money. So that's where Team Unity Dominica comes. Creating the networks, reopening the industries, the industrial spaces. How could a politician be making more money than a farmer in Dominica today? Well, that never happened when Dominica was bountiful.
The farmers used to empower the politicians.
Yes.
Now it's the other way around.
Now the politicians feeding the farmers and the farmers' children.
How can you feed a farmer?
You mad man. And that's what has happened in our country. And that's what TUD wants to replace. How could a politician be richer than a farmer in Dominica? To the point where they're building homes and paying their bills for them? Ah, Magwisa.
Farmers used to come to Sag Motors. You remember Sag Motors?
I remember Sag Motors, my brother.
Okay.
I know farmers from my village. I do. And
Cash money.
And Wesley for sure. And food for Tail Marigot. All them areas, Castle Bruce.
And send their children to university.
But my partner, Cayenne, very wealthy. I can call his name because he was one of the richest men in the North. Farmer, Cayenne, I don't think Cayenne could read. I think he was, well, I don't think that man could read, But you couldn't beat him. Davis bought lorries, cash, and sent all the children to school, doctor and everything else. And now you're going to tell me the offspring of those people are now relying on politicians for their survival? No, man. When they created politicians. So we are saying that the politicians should not be the one redistributing money to us. We don't want socialism in Dominica. We want Dominica to be an open market, not quite capitalism as the would imply, but in a way it's like a nouveau sort of social capitalist arrangement where all the different forms come together and no ideology dominates our people. And we will just make a lot of money. That's what TUD's vision is about. And the people who question what we are doing, that is what we are doing. We are selling a new idea. Or we are presenting what the people want us to present to them. They ask for a new way, and we think this is the way to go. And take that and go and compare it with the message you hear from the other parties, and let us see who has the more superior message. And if it is us, let's be part of the conversation moving forward.
Alex, we need to jump over to the other point.
Time.
Yeah, yes. And that is the implementation of new indigenous economic initiatives. and I can already tell you that doesn't only be resident with our indigenous persons. It boils back to what I was previously talking about, bringing our things that are indigenous to Dominica and making it into a business that we all thrive on. And you can also elaborate on it as well.
Well, if we were in government today, because we never expected to be in government, as we said before, we participated in the contest because we know that there was no way we could contest the election successfully. We wanted to participate, so Dominicans know we are interested in their well-being. So we participated. We even had Carlos, and tell me, please bear me witness if I'm wrong. And if I'm telling an untruth, tell me that, Carlos. Don't be afraid to say, Alex, no, that's not correct. My brother, you were the one who read our concession speech, Carlos. Carlos, did we wait for election or even until
our concession speech was written before the election day?
Thank you, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, Carlos can bear me witness because he's our team leader, political leader. We had a concession speech written before election. My God, who does that? What part of the world is that true? And the people who were observing the election saw our concession speech or heard of its content before we wrote it. We didn't just participate foolishly. We say we are participating. We know we're going to be. We know we're going to lose. We didn't even expect to get a vote, and Carlos, we got 100+ votes. But we had
without campaigning.
without campaigning.
No big rallies all over the place. No artists coming down. No nothing.
And 100+ Dominicans decided to do that for us. So, but we knew we were going to lose because we wrote our concession before. We only waited for the day to do it. So things are done in politics for particular reasons. So we knew we were going to lose, but let's say a miracle happened and we found ourselves in government. The first thing we would do is we would recall the prime minister from living on a $64,000 rent a month. That would end from the first second after election. That monies go back to assist people who are having difficulties to pay, like utilities and stuff like that. Instantly, the prime minister for our country will be living in their house and getting an allowance from the state, or go live in Monbrose if the house is ready for you to live there. We will do that. Instantly, Carlos. That would automatically change. Money saved right on the cuff. So that's one of the things we would do if we were in authority, to just to show our people where we are and what we wanted to do. And that ties into the other point that we were going to make. If at all we were in office, we would create the environment, we would set up the system in a way that people would just, a lot of people will be making money now if we were in government. See how long we had election, how long? December, January, February, March, April, May. It's 5 months. Has anybody's fortunes changed in Dominica in any way?
Nope. Everything remains the same. Well, some people's fortunes have gotten a lot better.
Well, the usual suspects, those people who did what they had to do, but the masses have not seen anything in 5 months, man. Some people have gotten worse off. People, who have gotten worse off. And as I always say, Carlos said, if I am in a situation where I need money to take care of my family, and is the prime minister that has the money, guess what, Carlos? I mean, if I cannot feed my family, boy, it will be a problem. I think I'll go for the money. Honestly, because when somebody wants to feed their family, my brother, nothing else is more important than that.
Your family is important.
But it shouldn't be that, Carlos. It shouldn't be that.
That is why the importance of creating the environment for people to be self-sustaining is even more important.
Voila. So if we were lucky enough, fortunate enough, blessed enough to be in office, those indigenous ways of doing business, the other thing we would do, we would recall our parrots. Wherever the decisional parrot is, that parrot is indigenous. That
and just this week I saw somebody talking about the parrots that is indigenous to Dominica,
My brother.
But we send it overseas to be experimented on. And we have qualified people in Dominica that can do the exact thing that there's something else going on. Anyway,
natural habitat for it to be done here more than anywhere else. My brother, if we had gotten into office, as we know we would never, at least not that last election, and some people say that we claim we were going to win the last. Some people can be really devious with their comments. Anyway, leave that alone. We would recall our parrots. I hope probably they have not bred up there as yet. But how can you have indigenous birds in another land? My God, man. So we would bring those birds back right away, forthwith, within at least a month of us getting into office. The parrots will be back in Dominica. And we would create bird watching. Now they would have become popular, so we would have created a special edifice for them, for people to see the homecoming of our parrots, and create a business around that. And the other indigenous homegrown businesses, like that partner, what's his name again? He's from Gota community, boy. Very, very braggadocious. What's my father name again? Sons, Keno Sons. Keno
Oh,
Sons and his
yes.
beautiful wife. They have the like a caravan and they do amazing food. Who would empower people like Keno Sons to make plenty money on his food. He ain't got to employ people,
Just,
you know, just for him to just make
just,
money. But if Keno make money, money going and rolling gutter, yeah? Right? So
just
that's what we
recently, also some music using one of his spice rums that he made that is as we say indigenous to him. They call
man,
it
we
the
would make
Saka.
yes. Keno is like my brother, man. Keno would be a millionaire had TUD been in office today. There's another young lady who, well, she's dead now, but a lady from Vegas who did something called Worship Well. We would put money in those kind of names because, man, that would make money in Martinique and Guadeloupe and St. Lucia and other Creole countries. And there's another girl too who had a drink. She was on MO News the other day, Carlos. We keeping notes of these people. When we get into office, we're going to source these people out and make them make money by just helping them to grow their indigenous brands. Through the
Do
indigenous
you
bank,
do you
the national
get
bank,
a
through
sense
government.
of what that can happen if Dominica a taste of the Dominica rums and spices would reach on a place like the Uber Soca cruise?
Gone clear.
Asa Bantan,
Gone.
our ambassador, he's a musical ambassador. He's already on that train. He performed this year. He performed last year. If Asa Bantan is there as a dom, and our music is taking over,
Yeah, it has
yeah?
taken over.
Yes, that's taken over.
Are we making the money, the returns from it? Do we have a Bouillon industry set up? Do we have a Bouillon association? We would help people like Cornell et al. To have an association as well, where they can copyright all their music and a pool money coming to their thing. We don't have that. That's what TUD has said we would do in our planning, my brother.
And we would find ways to marry the two.
Oh,
It's not just make Issa and Benji ambassadors and they fly out there. That's not the only thing. These guys want to work for Dominica.
of course, these
They
are
want
good people. The last I heard, I heard some people dismissing them as labor rights. Who cares what these guys are? What is a labor right? Not a Dominican. No? So let us give them the strength to make a lot of money. If Esa gets to be a millionaire,
Grande big,
go Dominicanize.
big, and we have to give him props for his work with his event in Granby.
Oh, breakfast fete.
Yes, his
In fact,
promotions are on point.
in fact, for our
Promotions
planning for our anniversary event, we had to be very careful because last time when we launched last year, 1 year ago, we launched with his event the night before. We're not going to make that mistake again. If we have to delay our anniversary celebration, we will because
Let
it's all breakfast fete.
You cannot compete with Asa.
We shouldn't.
No.
We should. The entire nation should support ESA. The police
Yes.
and everybody should support ESA. And we hope that this event, Breakfast Fete, makes the most money of all breakfast fetes. Because when
It is
ESA
our
make,
weekend activity, yeah?
yeah, when ESA make, we make, my brother. When ESA make, we make. So people like ESA, Benji and them, man, Mikel, whoever, Tasha P, the trilogy, let people just make money, man. Let people just make money, man. Enough grudging and party and let people just leave and be, man. And I think Dominica will be better. So that's what TUD is promoting. This ability for us to just make plenty money and to spend plenty money.
Laja.
But this, but hototolaja. It's otato, but we say hototolaja. We would bring those things in. That's not dead, Carlos. Our movement is young and we're going to grow in momentum. And even when you and I would not be there, those who would replace us would take these concepts and save the next generation of Dominicans. So yes, we would do those things to promote indigenous businesses had we been in office today. As I said, first thing we would do the night after every payment for the residence of the Prime Minister stopped for free.
Immediately.
Immediate effect. That's the first thing we will do. You cannot have a Prime Minister living so large when people live in such tremendous, not poverty, no, but challenging situations. It's not right. And we would build those indigenous products to have people make more money on their own sweat. So we as a party, as a government, doesn't have to give you money to pay your bills. You would spend money and pay taxes, so we use the taxes to develop your condition. We don't want to give you money to go and take care of your child. It shouldn't be the job of a government to do that. If we have to help, we will help. But we will give you the environment, make it enabling for you to make the money. And that is our program at Team Unity. Dominica Carlos, I'm watching the time there, and we have not even finished one page.
We need to touch on the next item.
What?
That's in the investment of Dominica high-grade cannabis industry.
But Carlos, we don't have time in 5 minutes to talk about the high-grade cannabis industry. Why even introduce that topic today, Carlos? We should start with that next week. No, let's not get into that. No, that's a full program by itself. High-grade nature island marijuana cannabis. We're not shamed about it. We want to promote it. And the only marijuana that's produced for export market in Dominica has to be organic, high-grade nature island marijuana. We're not selling any substandard marijuana to the market. And we will expect to gain substantially from the export of marijuana. As we said, we are not liberalizing marijuana. We are just investing and creating the environment for investment in the industry. And young people, as well as not young people who work in the industry, they don't smoke legally, freely everywhere on the road. That's not our policy. But they make it, and we put them in nice labs with their little masks so that they work and make good money as the people was making money in Hess, in St. Croix before. So you will make a lot of money on cannabis by exporting the products and making foreign exchange coming. Of course, we will free up the little rastas because cannabis is their little sacrament for their religion and people who believe in the Rastafari religion. And, we'll probably decriminalize certain, we'll do what we have to. There's a full package we'll have in our policy. But certainly, but it has to be done. It has to be done properly. There has to be a plan. It's a plan. You can't just come up with, or you can grow fruit trees in your yard. Really? What is that about? No. We will talk about that, but it has to be part of a plan, a serious plan with a foresight, a projection of 10, 15, 20 years down the line as to how much money we can make from this thing. This little easy little gimmick about who can plant a tree and whatever, and we're not in that. That's not how you develop the people's business. But Carlos, let's develop that topic on our next program. It might be the only thing we might be able to discuss next week Sunday, but let's forego that conversation until then. My brother, I do not know whether we have any comments. I think we're down to 2 minutes or 3 minutes. If we can grab maybe one comment and get out of here, let's keep Viva Mamo. Good program, very substantive. Well, Viva, we have tried our best to remain on point. Here at TUD, we focus on the issues. We since from inception, this party has been born out of necessity. Dominicans, by and large, they have been calling for the things that we are presenting to you. The plan. TUD has a plan for the development of Dominica. Thank you for listening to us and engaging us. Yeah, the people have asked for a plan. The people who are supporting the present party in power now say us and give us an alternative plan. We don't necessarily support you, but if your plan is good enough as we are presenting, you will get the help. That's what we're hearing from all and sundry. There are people who would like to work with another group, but if all you do is curse the group that they're working with, you're not going to get them to help you. And in politics, you have to build coalition. So what we are doing there is nothing new. I think any party can speak about those things, but do you have a plan? We have one. Look at our manifesto. Carlos can turn through the pages of our manifesto and show you it is written there. We discuss it. We got experts to help us to develop it. And I am assisting with presenting it. I'm not shying away as some people want me to. I'm going to stay here and fight to push that plan, because you cannot have a plan so good, so well developed. Carlos, this is quality. Carlos going through the pages. Look at the quality of the things that we decide to do. How can I shy away from presenting those plans to the people? And I was very integral in terms of helping to develop the plan. So until and unless we finish the plan, presenting the plan, probably I will not rest. And after we present it and people don't want it, well, that's a matter for them, but we present it. But we are going to fight to present the plan. And that's how we partner should end. We always promise 1 hour, let's do the hour, and let people, and those people who have been on, digest the plan. And let's promise to be back here on Sunday, the Almighty willing, to continue speaking about our economic revival plan for our people and our country.
And as we close, Brother Alex, I'm taking the liberty of extending my 2 minutes only to drop this hit song produced by this young brother, and I think it should be taking the airwaves from tomorrow, from today, from now. Dominicans need to listen to this song. Folks, thank you for engaging with us. Thank you for
If I was the Prime Minister,
Alex as well. Alex as well, thank you for working with me. Of course, the other guys on the board of the party giving solid advice. Yeah, so we move forward. He thinks what I would have done.
To live in a country with no kind of means, to make the money how you please, because to every ghetto youth, this is a dream, to own your first max. It's a lie. It's time for you to realize you need to plant your food in order for you to survive. The work is not work with faith. While your hard work go down the drain, I would bring back Ross and fix the pot, so I could tell the opposition to hush their mouth. I would have give out vouchers like every other island for baby mothers that don't have a baby father. If I sell in passport, I would have put the up. My people can vote. Their PM not a fraud. I would have give out loans to start your own. It costs or nothing. Internationally speaking, I would put some supply, so when man and woman promote party cannot crash. I would have speak to the commissioner about the slack. Or police killing man without a charge. Would develop Salisbury, Marigot and Wesley to get them on the team, so the whole country can win. Everybody checking the scene, cause I would link each and every district to people I would lend, and they still want me depend. Black money for you to realize. Are you there? You need to plant your food in order for you to survive. Bossy side, Malcolm, with work, Mikey, not work with faith. Little Bill, your heart. Go hey, you life. What's up, slide? You need your food in order for you to survive. The real square, bold face city squad.